How are you?
Good. I'm doing well.
Good. This is John Marsh.
Glad to see you as well. Nancy, are we the only ones here? Are we early, or is that what?
I think there's folks that we have to be admitted that are in the waiting room.
Oh, okay.
Lexi's giving them a couple more minutes to,
Gotcha.
get off of their last Zoom call so they can get onto this Zoom call.
Yes, that I understand. That I understand. The new world order.
Mhm.
Hey, Casey, this is Jeff with 12 Bravo. How you doing this afternoon, sir?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. So you're an All-American?
There, all the way and then some.
That's great. When were you in?
I was in the 82nd in the early 80s, 81 through 85. Then I was down at SOCOM headquarters, USER K-POC headquarters in the reserves. So I was at Fort Bragg for quite a bit.
Yeah, jumped out of a lot of perfectly good airplanes.
Yeah, I tell people there's no such thing. You see them, they crash all the time.
Yeah.
I love the community that all of our certified veterans, have, and this automatic connection, no matter what branch or whatever you all served in, there's this built-in automatic network for you. I know everywhere, but also here within Navoba.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
excited about that. That's one of the things that makes this job so much fun for me. Hey,
Yeah.
Stacy. There's our girl.
All right. All right.
Hey, Nancy, how are you?
Real good. Thank you.
Good, good, good.
Who are we missing, Lexi?
We're missing a decent amount, so I'm checking my email to make sure there's no issues with the link.
Okay.
But I do want to be respectful of everyone's time, so I think we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the Marching Forward Monday VBE Showcase. I'm Alexis, the program manager. Today we're having 3 Navoba certified VBEs presenting their companies. If you're not speaking, please keep your microphone muted, and as always, please feel free to use the chat function. So without further ado, please welcome our first presenter, RJ Noggle.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is RJ. Can you hear me okay? Just a quick test. Yeah. I'm getting a lot of north-south, so that's good. All right. Well, again, great to be here on this Veterans Week. I know we're just coming down off of an election, which is an important thing for veterans, right? To enable the vote, get the vote out. But anyway, I'm proud to speak this week about our business, which really helms out of another business we started and scaled and sold a few years back that served veterans and military families, called Rally Point 6, growing out of our service in the military. So I have with me today a couple of staff members and leaders at Rev standing for Remember Every Veteran. And we'll talk about more about what we do, but again, that's the meaning of the name. And so I think we're in good company today. But anyway, my 2 leaders on the call, I want to make sure I acknowledge Becky Howard, who's driving the slides, former Army Apache pilot, and Tracy Curry, also an Army veteran, who leads this back office for Rev. So again, thanks guys for being on today. Okay, again, I just have a short brief, but to tell you a little bit about myself and the company. Again, I was a paratrooper, got out of active duty in 2007 and started Rev after my time at Microsoft, KPMG, and Starbucks. We've been in both the veteran affairs space and the IT space ever since. So my day job was governance risk compliance at the company at Microsoft, doing a number of enterprise risk management projects. And then in my spare time, I helped create the military recruiting program for that company, and then did that at the other companies I mentioned as well. Before founding Rev. Again, Rev is a full service software development lifecycle firm that helmed out of, again, solving purpose-driven problems like the one on the slide you see today. When you search for veteran transition services, this is what comes up on Bing or on Google, what have you. Over 46,000 nonprofits and organizations serving veterans and military families. Only 10% of those are $1 million and more or in revenue. And again, we founded an organization that did comprehensive care across employment, education, finance, legal, housing, called Rally Point 6, now known as the USO Pathfinder program, helping 80% of the transitioning population on bases worldwide through the USO infrastructure. So again, just wanted a bit of a nod to who we are, and on this Veterans Day week, what we continue to do. Now I'll transition a bit into how we do that in the IT realm, right? So as an example, we serve enterprise customers. Microsoft is one of our customers. We helped develop a career skills training program for Microsoft called the Microsoft Software and Systems Academy. I now sit on the board of IAMCP, which is International Association of Microsoft Channel Partners. Again, helping enable service members with that transition upstream to their downstream career. And the MSSA has now had over 2,000 graduates, 10 cohorts, is located on 14 different bases. That's one of our services around business consulting. But I always say we focus on purpose-driven work, right? So next slide, please. I think we'll get into a little bit of our domains in the IT realm. So for those of you that are buyers or diverse supplier, procurement folks at enterprises, that's who we like to engage with around, again, cybersecurity, application development, human-centered design, which is really an approach and a process for us around design thinking and how we get the customer involved from a legendary customer service perspective. We're really good at implementing CRMs and other commercial off-the-shelf services and software. CRMs like Dynamics, like Salesforce, are things we've been featured on for many years and have done a number of implementations across, again, large-scale customers like Amazon, Microsoft, T-Mobile, and beyond. Cloud computing is really where our team lives. We are in the Seattle marketplace, but we do work nationally. And later on in my slides, you'll see our footprint from a geographic perspective. And then BI analytics. And again, I mentioned the business consulting, which is really where we just try to solve problems that are presented to us, like the upstream transition for the high-tech industry, as an example. Next slide, please. Again, we have a growth mindset. We hire business athletes. I mentioned a couple of our leaders at the outset of the call that helm from the military, but we also hire folks that are mountain climbers and again, wrestlers, et cetera. So it's really who we are as a team, work hard, play hard culture. Next slide. These are, again, where we differentiate. Besides being a veteran-owned business, we also, have great speed to market in terms of our pace. We operate at a very high op tempo. We strive to serve our clients the best legendary customer service we can. We can be very competitive with our pricing based on our size. We're just under 50 people. And again, how we allocate those resources is a role-based consulting, project-based work, as well as in some cases, managed services. These are some of the technologies we touch. It's a representative sampling. I'm sure you recognize many of these. We tried to bucket them into categories, but again, we operate on an agile software development perspective, following the software development lifecycle best practices, whether it be the Microsoft Web Framework, AWS, and other cloud native platforms. Again, we have 50 people, 30 of those are in Hyderabad, India, and then our onshore team is growing out of the Seattle marketplace with the other 20 plus. And again, we have a joint venture with another firm that has 100 folks nationwide, and we do work across really all facets of sectors in terms of healthcare, high tech, I mentioned, oil and gas, retail. We've got a lot of case studies we can touch on in each of those. One of those case studies is most notably our partnership with the T-Mobile, both T-Mobile for Business and T-Mobile Enterprise. We help them enable, in essence, all of their Spectrum technology, which is their 5G rollout across the wireless framework, as well as some of their other go-to-market tools within the wireless domain through the Sprint merger, big data ingest and curation as examples. And again, focusing on purpose-driven work, we have been helping a number of municipalities on the public sector side enable what we call the Rev app, which is a comprehensive case management tool for homeless population. It was piloted out of the city of Seattle, where there's about 7,500 chronic homeless. We teamed up with Microsoft as well as Amazon on that effort, and we're now taking it to other cities like Austin, Houston, Chicago, San Diego, and beyond. And again, just a random sampling of a little bit of who we are. We're proud to be part of the Novova network and look forward to working with any of you that may have questions. So
All right.
Lexi, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you
Hey,
very much.
RJ, it's Nancy. I do have a question before you move on, if that's okay, Lexi. Tell me, I'm in Chicago, so I'm very interested in that homeless piece that you just mentioned at the very end there. Can you share any insights with me on how you were able to make that customer connection? How did you land that
Chicago
business?
specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were introduced to the mayor's office via Amazon Web Services and the partnership we have with them and the work we proved out in Seattle, which really is all around tracking the homeless population, but also their, their bed management systems, referring them to NGOs, as well as the geographic side of managing sites, encampment sites, and site visits.
Very interesting. Thank you for that. I may ask you some other questions offline, but I appreciate you telling us about that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you again, Nancy. And again, the net is we build tools for enterprise and anything across the software development lifecycle we can help you with. And that was for just a few examples of the work we've done since 2011.
Great. Good job. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you. And up next, we have John Marsh.
John Marsh might be on mute.
I was just gonna ask.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Good afternoon. I'm John Marsh, the CEO of Nationwide Management Services located here in Arizona. Just to kind of give you a little bit about what we do and how we come to this market. We developed a software back in 2018 virtual site inspections, not knowing that we were going to be facing a pandemic 2 years later, but it's been very prevalent in these challenging times. Can you go to the next slide? So this allows us through our technology to connect with the homeowner or contractors that may be at the location remotely. It'll capture real-time solutions where we're capturing the picture, metadata, where it's geotag, longitude and latitude of the photos, all in real time. Customize this platform to match our clients as far as custom reporting and forms that they may want us to go through and document certain features of the property or constructions, things of that such. Can you go to the next slide? These are some of the clients that we work with as far as doing commercial site inspections, merchant cash inspections, and insurance loss draft. You know how this process works, meaning where it's easily where we simply send a link that goes to the homeowner or the customer on the other end. There's no app to download. They click on that link and we're connected in real time, and we kind of guide them around the process. Can you go to the next slide? So here's the steps. So basically, they get an SMS message sent to them to their phone. Again, like I said, no app to download. It'll prompt them to allow their location, camera, and microphone, and then start video. So it's getting complete audio and video recording of the session, all in real time. And once it's all done, everything's submitted to the client for their review of the reporting of that particular inspection. Go to the next slide. Process is pretty simple. It takes less than 9 minutes or so to onboard a new client and kind of walk them through. It's not a heavy lift at all. Pretty much it's data entry, enter the information of the prospective client that's interested in the services, and then walk them through in a very short period of time. Next slide, please. Some of the cool features of the technology, as far as live video, the GPS location watermark. We have a zoom capability where we can actually zoom in and out. We can mark up things, which could be like VIN numbers or any type of text extraction. We have a share screen similar to what like these Zoom calls are, where Zoom, you have to kind of download their session and stuff like that. We incorporated a piece of that to where you have that face-to-face interaction with the customer. Can you go to the next slide? And then through here is where once we make the connection, we can see how strong the data connection is with the customer on the other end, and how we go through and snap our pictures or zoom in to get a closer view of an exterior or interior if we're doing interior inspections. Here are some of the common uses of what we've been doing in the medical facilities as well as commercial nursing homes. With the whole COVID, this has been very prevalent to get these things done and keeping at a social distancing and allowing work to still be conducted. Can you go to the next slide, please? Just some of the savings versus what you would have with boots on the ground with travel time, getting to the location, set up, where this can be done in a short amount of time, where you're connecting with them. What would normally take, with including drive time, you could spend an hour, where this is done within 15, outside 20 minutes from start to finish. Can you go to the next slide? So on the initial setup, we have what we call the video gallery view. So when we make the initial call, we can connect where the individual could be the homeowner, the real estate agent, the contractor, where we have that engagement face to face, and we can bring multiple people on the call, similar to like a Zoom, but again, no app to download, and then move right into the live virtual piece as far as getting them around and capturing the images, what needs to be done as far as that site inspection is concerned. Next slide. The benefits of the virtual inspection, it's the cost savings. You can get it done at half the fraction of a cost. What it would take someone to go out there and do it as far as boots on the ground, contact, drive time, where again, it's the ease of use, more efficient in these challenging times to conduct business, reaching out to the homeowners. We do a lot of lost draft inspections for insurance claims. So they need to get these things processed a lot quicker versus having an adjuster go out there and connecting with them. We can connect with them in real time and provide the data back to the insurance companies a lot faster. Next slide, please. And just a whole carbon footprint, saving on gas, not being on the road. We're traveling the highways of the computer to make our connections with the other end. I find this to be quite useful and helpful in a lot of situations when times of essence, you need to get information back to either approve a loan or get a claim process started. This information is very vital at the time of getting that back to the clients. Next slide. And then just some of our, storages I know Jeff spoke on, how our information is tracked. We can integrate with most CRM systems, through API connections where information is being stored, in the cloud, in our AWS cloud storage. And if the client has a specific storage, we can direct that to them to where all the information is backed up. So if they needed to go back and look at a specific report or exactly what transpired, that information is stored there for them to go back and review that. Next slide. We've gone through all the security and HIPAA compliance to make sure that our information is safe and secure, that we're not getting any information out there that would cause any kind of issues for our clients. So we made sure all of our compliance things are in place. If you want to go to the next slide. Process is simple. It's easy to get started connecting with the clients. We do have a full-blown reporting portion of our software. If you'd like to go to the next slide, where it'll track, the number of calls that are being happening throughout the day, the week, or the month, the duration of those calls. We can track all of those things. This is all customizable to our clients' requests on how they like to see their reporting of, based on if our in-house virtual inspectors are using it or allowing the client, through a licensing agreement to use the software as well. They can pull up these reports and customize them to exactly what they want to track. So our process is pretty simple. I mean, we started this in essence to change the landscaping of being a field inspection company. We have over 8,000 certified field inspectors on a national level. And when things started changing in the market, a lot more field companies coming into the industry, we wanted to kind of set ourselves a little above than what was being offered to the client. We're providing the same results, but a fraction of the cost. So we took the time to develop our virtual site inspection piece to deliver just that.
Thank you, John. It's Nancy. I just wanted to say that I think you maybe said it at onset, but I mean, this is innovation, and you have maximized the opportunity that COVID kind of presented, right? All of a sudden, people were thinking maybe they would do things like more virtually sometime, but all of a sudden in 2020, they had to do those things virtually right now. So you were in a great position, and congratulations. It sounds like this is the type of technology that more and more folks are going to want to utilize.
I know, absolutely, Nancy. It is more on the, we were thrust into this with Zoom meetings, as you mentioned earlier on the call, and go to meetings, and through this, it's not such a heavy lift for a customer, a merchant, a homeowner on the other end that has to download anything. You don't have to ahead of time. It's just a link, and there's 3 clicks, and you're connected in real time.
That's fantastic. And innovation, we hear all day long, this is what's important to our corporate allies, bringing in something new that they don't have. is really ultra desirable, uber desirable. Everybody wants innovation. So good for you. Thank
Right.
you, John. Great presentation.
Thank you, Nancy.
All right, thank you very much. And last but not least, we have Jeff Yakenchik.
Hey guys, good afternoon. How's everybody doing today?
Hey,
Good.
Jeff, how are you?
Good.
Hi, Jeff.
John, as you can see, I don't have the nice background anymore. Somebody started the leaf blower out there, so relegated to the inside here. Anyway, good afternoon all. My name is Jeff Yakenchik with 12 Bravo Group. We kind of have an interesting story, so I guess I'll start there. We started off, believe it or not, in IT and kind of evolved into a construction company. So with that being said, I had a couple of contacts in defense programming. So we thought it would be a good marriage. And, you know, it turned out that down at Aberdeen Proving Grounds, I'll see the community is kind of xenophobic down there. So it was a real eerie feel to it. But I had a background in construction, and the other partner also had a background in construction. So we migrated out of that and started, you know, executing construction projects pretty quickly. And, you know, I think when I initially spoke to a couple of the NAVOBA members like PNC and JP Morgan, you know, we had an approach that was more whatever kind of need that you have, we'll fulfill it. And, you know, we quickly learned that that wasn't the right answer. People want you to, it's almost like going in for a job interview, right? Like you don't just go in and say, hey, whatever job's open, I'll take it. It's here's the tools that I can bring to the table. Here's why I'm effective at this specific job set, this skill set. And, you know, so you execute on that. So I was excited to be able to reapproach Nancy and try and get an audience with some of you guys again, just to restate what 12 Bravo now does, and, you know, see again, you know, if we might be able to fulfill any of your needs in some specific areas. Locally in the Philadelphia market, we execute asbestos abatement contracts as well as commercial pipe installation. So we work pretty closely with mechanical companies, not so much general contractors. And again, we execute some pretty big abatement jobs as well as pipe insulation work. Federally, and where I think we would be able to provide the most value to the NAVOBA community, we execute roof replacement projects and re-roofs. So we've worked for, so far, the GSA, DLA, the VA, USDA, and we're about to start a very massive project out there for the DLA in Ohio in the coming weeks. So, you know, we execute, you know, again, our own work. We mostly manage the general contracts, construction manage, if you will, or you want to call it general contracting. It's a little bit different, but kind of the same thing. So we'll provide our own project managers, quality control guys, site superintendents, site safety, and then, you know, we have a vetting process, basically with a national roof broker, to find extremely qualified subcontractors to execute work with us. The results have been just phenomenal so far. If anybody's familiar with CPARs, we're at the top marks at this point in there. I don't think we've gotten less than a perfect in any of the categories. So I'm pretty proud to be able to say that. And, you know, so again, some of the people on here with, you know, national locations, I'm extremely confident at this point to be able to say, you know, we can handle any roofing maintenance or you know, re-roofs that you guys might have a need to redo it at this point. So again, just, you know, appreciate the audience. Nancy, thanks for giving me the time. And you know, that's about all I have.
Okay. Well, thank you. Jeff, for sharing that. And before Lexi kind of closes us down, I want to share two things. One, the presentations that happen here on Marching Forward Monday are stored on the Novoba website. So if someone missed your presentation today because they had a scheduling conflict, they can go and see and hear what you presented by going to Novoba's website. So that is something that is important. I want you all to know that, your presentations live on even after today. And two, we are almost ready to launch the new Novoba certification platform. And that's important for you to know for two reasons. One, you're going to, your corporate customers that you're hoping to connect with are actually going to be able to go in on their own into the Novoba database and search for suppliers when they have RFPs and procurement opportunities. But the thing that's significant about that is, or important for you to know, is that we're going to be coming back to you and saying, here's an opportunity for you to really beef up your profile in that database. So expect to hear from us probably before the year ends with some instructions on how to go in and make sure what our corporate audience sees about you in that database is as robust as possible. You'll be able to upload links to videos and presentations, and it's not just going to be words on a page and data about all of our certified companies. It's going to be like your business's LinkedIn profile that only our corporate allies can access. So it's a big step forward for Novoba, and we know our corporate allies can't wait, but we want to make sure that our certified veterans know that's coming for your benefit, and to be on the lookout for those instructions to go in and make sure the profile that you see about your company is telling your full story. When you mentioned, Jeff, that you're focusing in on roof projects, for example, we need to make sure that that's stated in your profile so that folks will find you when they need a roofing contractor. So just wanted to throw that out there and ask everybody to sit tight and wait for that those further instructions, as they say, because it's coming, and we're really all of you since I had you today. That's all for me, Lexi.
All right, thank you. My only announcement would be that our next VBE session will be November 23rd. And we hope that you guys will join us then, and you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
Awesome,
Good job,
thank you.
everybody.